Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and today we're having some fun here on TCGplayer. We are going to be attacking with Emrakul. That is one of my favorite things to do in Modern, and the way we're going to do it now is with Through the Breach. So this is a blue-red deck, kind of a combo deck, really. It used to be, Blue Moon was a deck. It was kind of a weird little control deck. Sometimes it won with this combo. But this is not that deck, right? This is actually a blue-red combo deck. And that's exactly up my alley. I love playing blue-red combo decks in general. So that's what we're going to do here. This hand is, it's got a Through the Breach Emrakul, so I'm definitely going to keep it. And we're on the play here. That helps as well. All right, so I guess just lead with a Scalding Tarn, pass the turn after that. If we had another land, we have mana for our Cryptic Command, which is pretty important. Obviously, drawing something on turn 2 that actually interacts would be great. Would love to do that. So we'll see here. Remand, or just removal, something of that nature. Because if our opponent, leads on Goblin Guide or something here, we'll see if we get to turn 5. That's the question. So we'll do our best here. I guess, hey, if nothing else, Snapcaster Mage is a 2-1 that blocks. Ambush Viper at its finest right here. We'll use that to take out their Goblin Guide on turn 2, and that's actually what I'm going to do. So I guess I'll see what I get on top with Goblin Guide before I decide whether or not to crack my fetch here. A Lightning Bolt, huh? Well, the thing is, I actually would like to draw that Lightning Bolt. So this is what we're going to do here. We're just going to take the damage, move to my turn here. Now I'm just going to fetch, I'm actually just going to fetch out a basic mountain here. So the one basic mountain, it's a little awkward. Certainly not really helping our mana over the long term here, but it allows us to take the least amount of damage possible, play our Lightning Bolt to get rid of the Goblin Guide, and still be on track for next turn. We can, if we really need to, even Snapcaster Bolt on the next turn. We'll see. I don't want to have to do that, but we'll see what happens. So they're actually full-on, wow. Wild Nacatl versions, huh? I haven't seen a Wild Nacatl version of Burn in a minute. Now Rift Bolt has entered the exile zone. Okay. Flooded Terrain is perfect here. I was definitely curious as to whether or not I was going to end up shocking myself with that Steam Vents to pull off everything. But now we're actually just in a good spot because we'll let the Rift Bolt suspend, come at us. That's fine. We are going to have to fetch down to 14 here. But, Alright, so that puts us at 14. And now we're going to fetch for Basic Island, go to 13, play the Snapcaster, bolt the Nacatl, and then we'll go from there. Then after that we have Cryptic Command, and then we have Through the Breach Emrakul, which should be enough to win. Our opponent's technically not dead. They're at 16 here. And they could have Helixes or whatnot to also stay above. Or they're just going to Boros Charm us down to 10. Alright, well, game's going to be close, that's for sure. But I think we'll be okay if we can just find a land in somewhere floating around the top. Alright, so Snapcaster Mage, Lightning Bolt, take out the Nacatl. Alright, so now this Snapcaster Mage is going to get in for damage, so Through the Breach Emrakul will definitely be lethal. I'm going to put myself down to 7. I think it's worth it. Excuse me. Alright, so we go down to 7 here, but we get to pass the turn with Cryptic Command open or Glimmer of Genius. If my opponent does things that don't kill me, I could go for the Glimmer, which, makes the odds a little higher that we will actually get to draw a land and Through the Breach them. I don't mind letting the Swift Spear resolve, I think. Especially since, oh, this is perfect. Okay, so we can Searing Blaze here. We can counter this. And so I can either tap their creature or I can draw a card. I'm not sure which I want to do here. I think draw a card. I think we just need to try to win. And if that means taking, an amount of, gosh, we could even take up to 6 damage this turn if their last card is a Bolt. So that's kind of rough. It kind of makes me want to tap it, but counter tap is not the worst here. if we untap, we have a blocker for the next turn, plus we have the Glimmer of Genius. Not sure if that's better or not. It might be. I think I can actually do that. Because we can just hit our land and win anyway. So I'm going to counter tap. Alright, so we got paid off a little bit there for being disciplined and not just immediately pulling the trigger on countering the Swift Spear. So we'll tap this down. Alright, so this isn't going to bother us now, this turn anyways. And they're going to pass the turn back to us with just one card in hand. So if we hit land, we just win. That's what I'd like to happen. Hey, look at that. We did it. Skill game sometimes, am I right? No, I mean, I think we probably would have been okay even if we hadn't hit land there. But hitting land makes it nice and easy. You know what? I would like to put this Emrakul in play. And now I'd like to attack with this Emrakul. Man, attacking with Emrakul Modern, one of my favorite ways to play, actually. You know, it's like Merfolk, and then attack with Emrakul. There's just the two opposite ends of the spectrum for me. All right, so against Burn, huh? Unfortunately, our deck isn't even great against Burn. I guess the spells are good. I guess the negates are probably good. What don't we need here? Remands are pretty bad, to be honest. Especially on the draw. They're definitely going to be bad. Yeah, I mean, I've always got it. So we're definitely going to have what we need this time around. So we'll just have the Flame Slashers, the Bolts, or the Abrades, the Is It Charms. We actually have a lot of options to deal with the early creatures here. So getting the Dispels and the Negates in here gives us a little more game against the actual Burn. You know, and I just don't think I need more Abrades or anything like that. Static Caster, no. Damping Sphere, no. We'll give this a shot. I don't know if this is a good matchup for us or not, but game one kind of went exactly how we wanted it to. And yeah, this hand looks pretty good too. Now, it is just Burn, so sometimes you think you have good hands, and then you just take 18 by turn 3 or whatever anyway, so you never know. But I like removal spells. I like Serum Visions. We got a couple lands to get going here. I mean, this hand seems basically as good as it's going to get. And the fact that wow, so my opponent actually mulled to 6, so that helps. And then... all right, this is nice. So then they did not have anything but a Rift Bolt on turn 1. We hit a land there. I'm actually going to bottom the Tarn, I think, and keep the Loot House. Just because these lands cast Cryptic, and having Cryptic Command is obviously pretty important. But also, I don't want, you know, if I can draw lands that don't cause me damage, I'd also like the opportunity to do that. But this really isn't too bad. They start with a Rift Bolt. We go down to 17 here. Next turn I play the Scalding Tarn. I mean, the thing is, I really am probably going to need to fetch red mana with the Scalding Tarn. So if the plan is actually to negate, well, it's not going to be now. So that's fine. I am in an awkward position with the fetch, though. I mean, do I just take the damage and fetch out a mountain? Maybe it was better to bottom the Loot House and keep the other. I can either mess up my Cryptic Command mana, or I can save myself damage. I think I'm actually fine saving myself the damage, because we're going to take damage either way. So I'm just going to fetch for the basic mountain here. Since my opponent mulliganed, I'm just going to prioritize my life total at all costs here. So, you know, this might not work out, but we'll see. I'll braid that thing away. I mean, we're at 15. Our opponent's on one land. They do have a second land. So we'll see if their creatures are too dangerous for us. You know, Eidolon's pretty good, but Eidolon is just going to get Flame Slashed. In fact, it's one of the few cards that Flame Slash interacts with really favorably, because it's the only card that isn't going to attack me before I get to play my Sorcery Speed removal spell. Obviously, we still have to take the damage, and that sucks, but... that's life. So I can play Steam Vents Tap here. A lot of options. I think I'm going to just continue to play as conservatively as possible. Well, maybe. There's a couple options here. I could play the Steam Vents untapped, hold up Negate or Lightning Bolt. I could play the Island and hold up Negate. I could play Steam Vents tapped, hold up nothing, but not take any damage. It's actually kind of a tough call here. I think I'm going to hold up Negate. I could just hit a different land to be our 4th land drop and still cast Cryptic, right? If we hit another Tarn, I'd only have to lose 1. I mean, depending on how this turn goes, I may not even have to do that. But I can't imagine... You know, I guess another Eidolon would be the worst thing that could happen to us here. But even that, unless they follow it up with something immediately, we'll just untap and bolt it. So we'll see. Yeah, they're just going to pass the turn? Yeah. I mean, I guess we got a little punished, but we hit the turn anyway. So there you go. Now, we are in a predicament where we haven't actually won the game. We don't even have anything close to winning the game. So it is a problem. All right. Cryptic or negate, huh? I kind of like just negating this. No, it's probably correct to Cryptic it here. It's actually kind of a tough call, but I like playing Cryptic because it's the most mana efficient thing we can do. We'll counter draw. You know, negate will hit something later. Oh, Snapcaster Mage is nice too. But at least this gets us 4 mana used efficiently. Okay, well, I mean, we got punished in the only way we really could get punished, which was with a haste creature, but I think that that's just fine. That card is also fine. Let's see if it shows us a land here. It did. All right. Do still have to take the damage. And I think I am finally going to end up having to shock myself with this Steam Vents. I put it off for most of the game, but... Well, maybe not. Maybe I can just bolt Snapcaster Serum Visions. That gives Snapcasters a blocker for the Goblin Guide. And we get the Lavamancer off the board. The only issue with that, I suppose, is that their last card could likely be Searing Blaze or something like that that wasn't turned on before. But maybe that doesn't matter. This actually doesn't help us because we don't have a second basic mountain in the deck. But I think I'm going to go for this. I think I'm going to bolt the Lavamancer, and I'm just going to Snapcaster Serum Visions because we have to win the game, right? We are, I guess, leaving ourselves slightly open here to them having Searing Blaze specifically, but you know, if they kept their Searing Blazes in against a Through the Breach Emrakul deck, I'm actually just going to give them credit for that because I think they'd be on the list of cards to come out. So if that's what we get punished by, that's what we get punished by. But playing Searing Visions actually gives us a reasonable path to trying to, you know, put something together to win the game, and bottoming 2 lands there, pretty important in that. All right, so in theory, even if they have a couple burn spells they can point at our face here, if we can get a trade with the Goblin Guide and the Snapcaster Mage, which we are, and the perfect Glimmer of Genius on top of the deck, that's exactly what we need. We even get to make our block here. So depending on what their follow-up is, I mean, oh, they're gonna, oh, that's rough. Okay. Wow, this is just the actual old school Naya burn, huh? We got Atarka's Command, +1/+1 to the Goblin Guide, and 3 damage to us. The combat trick worked. I can say that is not one that I accounted for. Alright, well, I can't play Negate and Glimmer, so I may as well just keep up the mana here. And I mean, I guess the plan is to hope to not die. You know what? Nakatl definitely doesn't kill us, so that's good. Cast Glimmer and hope to find a Through the Breach to win this thing. We're going to be doing it from 1 life if we're doing, or 2 life. Alright, we even get a free card out of the way with the Goblin Guide. I don't know what our odds are, but we've seen a lot of our deck, and now we get to see basically 4 cards because I'm, you know, just going to have to bottom anything that isn't Through the Breach, so interesting. Well, I don't know what the odds are. They might actually be okay. I mean, this isn't them. Okay. That's also not them. But that actually might have just opened up an entirely new line here. So, okay, yeah, this game changed. This game turned around quite a bit there. Who knew all it took was drawing a billion cards? Um, but I can play an island. I can bolt the Nicodle. Okay, we've got something cooking here now. We got something that we can work with. We get past the turn back. We're at 2 life, but keep in mind we have negate and we have Snapcaster Mage here. So I could kill it with Visit Charm. What instead I'm going to do is go for just Snapcaster Lightning Bolt. I'll just do it now. It's fine. I'm going to Snapcaster Lightning Bolt here. This way we still have negate up, so never at any point should we be dead to a burn spell out of their hand. At least one. Wow, and they actually had it too. Alright, so we get to negate the Searing Blaze that they just top decked to stay in there. This match has been incredible. I hope we win this. Reward us, game. Do the right thing. Alright, now I'll bolt the Goblin Guide down. And now we get to see what the Goblin Guide revealed. A Snapcaster Mage, huh? Okay. You know what? Snapcaster Mage keeps us in the game, too. I could go for the Is It Charm, and if I to loot, and if I find we can just win right now, and I'd like to try to. I think we're safe after this regardless because I can Snapcaster negate. So I think this is just a free, try to win. Draw 2, discard 2. The secret third mode, I guess, of Is It Charm, and we did it. What a great match. True combo fashion right there. Just plain charms to loot through the deck. And we won! We took it down. That was sweet. What a match. Taking out Burn with Blue-Red Breach. That was cool. All right, let's jump in another one here. Hey everyone, here we go with some more Blue Breach. And I mean, we've got blue spells and a breach, so that means we keep, right? Basically that simple. No, I mean, I have no idea what my opponent is up to here, but I do know that I can just fetch for Serum Visions. I'm not going to shock myself. And we can just Serum Visions and see what we're working towards here. We found a land already. I mean, look, that's just everything we wanted. I'm going to put that on top, pass the turn. Next time, we'll see what our opponent does, but probably going to play a Steam Vince tapped and just cast out other Serum Visions. Oh, no. Or we'll just be dead, or our opponent's just doing something incredibly broken and we'll just be dead. You never know. What is it? Oh my god. I know what this deck is. I actually played this deck on Mighty Modern a couple months ago. This deck is, of all the sort of bad combo decks in Modern, and it's kind of like, this is basically what we're playing against. It's the epitome of a deck that does its thing, and sometimes its thing just isn't impressive enough. But it's definitely my favorite. So what it is, and then as I feel so bad, the name is escaping me of the card right now, but it's a black card. Soulflayer, that's right. Soulflayer, remembered it. You put a Soulflayer into play, and Soulflayer has the abilities of all the cards it has delved away to be cast. So what that means is, Lotleth Troll, for one, fills up your graveyard, but two, it gives your card trample, right? Zatalpa, though, this is the big one here. This is a big game. Flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. You kidding me? You give it Shroud? This deck's really cool. We'll see if we can beat it. I kind of think we might be okay at beating it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick to the plan here. Play the Steam Vince. I mean, I guess we know our life doesn't matter too much now. In fact, we do. We do know that. So I'm just going to go ahead and... I might even Is It Charm here? I don't know. I mean, I know it's on top. So do I just want to cycle with the Opt here? I mean, I think I kind of do. This deck we're playing against is cool. I thought we were playing a cool deck. No, they're having more fun than us. In fact, I mean, this is one of those decks that, well, there's an Emrakul. That is the path to victory. All right, we'll pass. Yeah, I mean, Soulflayer is one of those decks that I recorded with, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like, whether or not it's actually great or good or what have you, I mean, it is a deck you can play. And, I mean, gosh, our opponent, by the way, has a possible turn 2 Soulflayer here with this hand. But it's one of those that's, I wish I could just play more, right? I wish I could just record more videos. Oh, they scared me. They tap for black. It's just a Bomat Courier, which is also a pretty cool card in the deck. Gives your Soulflayer haste. But I wish I could just do this. I mean, I'll go back to Soulflayer eventually. Probably the next time they print some sort of keyword soup creature like Zatalpa. But I just wish I could do stuff like that more often. But I suppose that's what the stream is for. Alright, so, yep, we'll take the 1 here. Untap. There's what we need. So we really just need lands at this point. So I'm just going to pass the turn. Well, actually, I'm going to bolt this thing while I can. But then we'll pass the turn. We'll probably just Izzet Charm at the end step just to draw. But yeah, so what I was saying is I'm going to be streaming a lot more than I was, which was none. But I did stream probably 3 years ago before I had a kid. I streamed a lot, and it was really cool. I mean, the field was a lot different then. The things you could do then were so hard, right? Just to set it up in OBS, it was very difficult. Now it's all dummy proofed, which is perfect for me. So that's how I need it. Gore Clan Rampager, huh? That's an interesting one. Our opponent's digging though, and they're not getting anywhere. Alright, I will play whatever. My life's totals or whatever at this point. As long as we can find a land here with this Izzet Charm, we'll be good to go, I think. Wow, we actually did not. Okay, well, I'm going to get rid of a Cryptic Command and I guess the Opt. We have to find it on... I mean, it's fine missing there, but we do need to find it now. Well, luckily we got there, so... Well, the problem is the Zatalpa's going to have haste. I'm going to pass with the Cryptic Command up because, you know, if Cryptic... You know, I don't want to die to some sort of crazy, hasty Soulflayer with everything on it, you know, shenanigans. But if we... So I think we can just let this happen. And in the end step, I can counter or bounce or whatever. Just use my Cryptic Command and draw it there. And if we don't see a land in the next 2, well then, you know, then maybe we get punished. But this hedges against, you know, dying to Soulflayer. Alright, so... Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this is kind of awkward. I didn't think this through. So, for what it's worth, return target permanent to its owner's hand, draw a card. I almost messed this up. If I had targeted this and they sacrifice it, then my Cryptic Command has no legal targets, and on pawn resolution, I don't think it works. I could be wrong. I could be making that up, but I really thought you could fizzle particular modes of Cryptic Command if you were to remove all legal targets. But I'm not sure if that's true or not. Regardless, well, I guess it kind of matters here too, doesn't it? That's awkward. Huh. I don't think I would get a draw, so I'm going to actually... I should have then done this as a move to attackers, but I definitely didn't think this one through. So I guess I'm going to tap... Well, I'm going to bounce a land and draw a card. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing, I guess, but whatever. I mean, this actually may be relevant. I can make their only green source not come into play untap next turn. Okay, well, I'm glad... Let's see if I get rewarded for my good play by drawing a land here. Grizzly Savage, okay. 5 cards enter the revealed zone. What do they take? They took... Wooded Foothills. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's not a land. That is, though. Okay. So we got bailed out, as it turns out. That's actually I got maximum rewarded, didn't I? That was pretty cool because I could have made that misplay in their instep. This is for everyone on YouTube who tells me how badly I play. Look, I make mistakes. Usually I'm just going fast and talking and whatever, but that case I actually did slow down for a minute. I thought about it, and it was literally the second card that was our land to win the game there. So that was pretty neat. Okay, so I don't even know what we do for the sideboard here. I mean, I guess surgicals are good. Soulflayer is a black card. A Braid seems not very good, and Flame Slash seems somewhat laughable. Then again, it's not like, I mean, I don't know. It's not like Lightning Bolt's a ton better. Angular Gods doesn't do much. The Damping Spheres do basically nothing, right? And keep in mind, I got this list, this 5-0 list. It's not like I reinvented the wheel or, this is just a deck that was, somewhat fringe online doing well. I wanted to highlight it because of how it's evolved over the years. So this sideboard is what that sideboard was. That doesn't mean it's correct. So I don't like not having Grafdigger's Cages in here. I would like having a card that hits the graveyard and Collected Company decks, which is kind of a hole in our deck, right? I think is that we can be susceptible to just a lot of value of decks that can be fast, dredge sort of stuff. But we also would have trouble with a Collected Company deck that didn't deal itself a lot of damage. And we have things for that after sideboard, right? There's a Braids and Angers and so on. But anyways, this is all to say I wish we had Grafdigger's Cage. Do I want any of the rest of this? I don't even know. Negate's Dispel's probably better than Negate. Is a second Dispel better than any of this stuff? I don't even know if surgicals are good, but I think they are. I think hitting like Zatalpa out of their hand would be good. I'm sorry, out of their graveyard. Makes it a lot harder for them. I'm definitely keeping this hand though. All right, so we get to start things off with an opt. Look, I'm going to no fear shock myself here, just on the off chance that they have something I want to Lightning Bolt. Probably not. The real problem with their deck is the hexproof that comes from Sylvan Caryatid. So that's the scary one. But if they were to play Bomat or something here, I'd have an answer to it. Well, that's fine too, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and opt, I guess. I just kind of want to turn the opt into a land. Not let them get cheeky and take it from us here. Well, obviously I get punished for that, but that's fine. I'm still going to put that on top and draw it, because if that's what they want to hit with their Collective Brutality, that's just fine. It's not important right now. We'll find it later. Glimmer of Genius is also a real problem, So we'll see. All right, take our turn. Yeah, fair enough. We'll pass back with Is It Charm, which can mess up some of their spells, but if nothing else, I'll probably just use it to loot at this point. They might just pass back and have Grizzly Salvage or something like that. Or they'll have Lotleth Troll. Well, this might actually work out for us as well, because I can try to shoot the Lotleth Troll with the Bolt or the Is It Charm. I'm going to use... Or I can just loot. I'm just going to loot with this first. Maybe I shouldn't. My hand's kind of fine, but yeah. So, for instance, we can... Well, this is an easy pitch now. And I may as well throw away the land. I don't think that matters too much here. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we still have a land drop. We have Lightning Bolt. Well, I guess we'll see here if this Bolt is good enough. I mean, they can't regenerate it right now, but if they have if all three of the cards in their hand are creature cards, they can save it. So, oh my gosh, is that what's going to happen, though? That would be pretty terrifying. I would have gotten punished for not taking that Steam Vents, so I could Bolt again. Oh, okay, they just wanted to get the Hazard into the graveyard. Okay, that seems fine. So I can actually... Snapcaster Surgical. The thing is, though, if they're trying to delve their card, it doesn't work against that. So this would give it indestructible and haste. And this would give it trample. So you have indestructible, haste, and trample, and regenerate. And that's all pretty bad for us. Or maybe it wouldn't have regenerate. No, it's just keywords. But if I get rid of those things, I'm at least in the game. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if the decisions I made with that loot were even correct, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Zatalpa. We get to see their hand, too, for what it's worth. Whoa, Magic Online going slow. All right. Always got to remember to click the one in the graveyard. I've messed that up so many times. We can actually deduce what's in their hand here, right? Oh, well, there you go. They have no Soulflayers in their hand. That's what I was scared about. What else do they have? Samut, that makes sense. That's a lot of keywords. What is this? Gorklan Rampagers. I haven't seen that before. Everything else, pretty much what you'd expect. Traverse the Overwald, very, very good in this deck. Really, this deck's cool. You should go watch the videos I did of it a couple months ago. If you look through the TCGplayer channel. This deck was just so neat. This is an interesting one, and I don't really like it. I don't know. Having it in your opening hand, it's basically just like all the others, but the keywords you get out of it are flying and lifelink. And I think that's, I don't know, that feels worse than a couple other things like this. It can be indestructible. Or even more shroud creatures at that point. I can see lifelink as a sideboard strategy, actually, but regardless, this is their library. I should get to see their hand. Oh, it's hiding over here. Okay. So they've got a land and another Collective Brutality. I understand. Okay. Well, I guess that's the situation we're in then. They don't have much going on for them. But if we hit a land, we'll be great. They're probably going to Brutality us here. Kill our Snapcaster Mage while they're at it. So we are definitely going to be settling in to see who can dig out of this one first, I think. The real question is what they choose to do with the other card in hand. I can't tell if they did not escalate it. So they're just going to take our Through the Breach. But their last card was... We don't know. What was the last card? Thinking, oh no, they drew a Soulflayer. That's not fair. Uh-oh. That's bad. That's real bad. Well, that was real good for us. I don't really know how we're going to win. I imagine it involves chaining cryptic commands until which time we have an Emrakul in play. But I do know that we're going to be taking 4 damage here. That was a nice draw they had when they did. I was wrong earlier. I believe I said they could have a turn 2 Soulflayer there. They couldn't. I was incorrect about that. All right, so let's cast Glimmer of Genius and see if we can find the cryptic commands we need. But, with Cryptic, there's a reasonable shot of I don't know, extending the game. There's one of them. I'm just saying we get to see a lot of cards, and look at that. The other one was Through the Breach. Well, I could get greedy and opt here. I'm not going to. Maybe I should, though. Maybe I should opt. Because think about it. If I don't opt, and we play Cryptic, I think I just need to dig through a card, and we're not technically dead to it. I think I got to do this. Because we might just work out. That's one where it doesn't really work out, but that's fine. If we're going to draw it, this is the turn to draw it, and we do have to draw a land. So, it is what it is. We theoretically can go down to 1 here, have all of the mana we need to play the Through the Breach. We can Lightning Bolt anything else. But, think about this. We're actually we get to see multiple cards here to try to win the game, depending on what they have, but it's up to 3, right? We get to... Well, that doesn't matter. I'm going to keep it in case we draw the other Izzet Charm. But I'll put them down to 15 here. And now I can Cryptic Command the attack step. It does have trample, so that's unfortunate. But I can Cryptic Command the attack step. That draws us another card, right? So we get 2 more cards at a minimum to try to find an Emrakul. And they did Brutality. Okay, we have the Lightning Bolt for that. You know what? It doesn't matter. We have the Cryptic Command. So I have the Lightning Bolt after that. So I'm going to let it resolve. Yeah, I'm just going to let it resolve. Yeah, because I have to draw a card with this. So this is fine. Okay, so... Alright, so we had to tap the team. That also, nerfs that for the turn. And we're going to have a couple chances here to get there. If nothing else, I can bolt the Bomat Courier. Well, that didn't do it. I can bolt the Bomat Courier at the end of the turn. Well, I guess this has trample, huh? The trample's the thing. Alright, I'm lightning bolt this. And cross our fingers. I mean, we have a lot of good draws here. Including just Emrakul. We could just win. Oh, Remand, however. Remand is a bit of a troll. Remand is not going to get it done. Oh, man. That was close. Oh, well. And the thing is, if they do crack us, I can't even fetch. I can't even get a Cryptic Command back. Even if I get... And I actually do get to remand this, too. Feels bad. If I found something to get rid of this right now, does that do it? Nope. I'm a mana off, aren't I? Well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't even get the mana to get the Cryptic Command back. So it has haste indestructible, so I can't bolt it to death. No, I think I'm just dead. That's too bad. That was close. The trample, though, that was pretty good. I mean, they top decked the Soulflayer, but also the trample was pretty good. All right, on to game 3, though. You know what? Maybe I want the Flame Slashes. The Surgical, by the way, was actually pretty good there. Man, Remand is so good against it. They try to cast it and they delve all their stuff away, and then we just remand it. Yeah, that's actually kind of insane. All right, I'm going to keep a Flame. I'm going to keep a Surgical. I'm going to keep a Flame Slash, I guess. Because you just got to think it through. I mean, there are times where it's not indestructible. I think they have 5 indestructible creatures in the deck. The 4 Zatalpas plus the Hazaret. So, in those situations, the Surgical might be better. But if they don't have those that they're delving away, then Flame Slash actually kills it pretty conveniently, unless it, also has hexproof. Oh, this hand be great if it had 1 land in it. Yeah, this is a keep. My opponent mulliganed as well, so that's not bad. I'm gonna bottom the land. I'm sure we'll find plenty of lands with Serum Visions here. Opt and Remand, huh? Oh, those cards both seem pretty good to me. Just gonna do it like this. I mean, I'll just shock myself next turn. I will pass with Remand up. We'll Remand... I mean, probably we'll Remand whatever. Well, that's annoying. Just kidding. I might have changed. I might just be bolting this stupid thing and wishing I had Opt on top of my deck. Maybe not, though. You know what? No, I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna ride with this strategy and see what happens, because they have 6 cards in hand. I mean, the Bomat's not good yet. It's multiple cards away from being good, and I can just bolt it if they do something I don't care about here. But I am just gonna remand a Faithless Looting, I think. Yeah, I just need to dig into my deck and find some lands, so I'm just gonna remand this. It's kind of a bonus that they can't actually replay it this turn. And now we can bolt the Bomat out of here. And it's actually red mana sacrifice it, so they can't even get it. Plus, we hit our land, so that was the dream. Alright, Lightning Bolt down the Bomat Courier. Yeah, I'd say we're on track here. They don't have anything particularly good in their graveyard. We can opt here. We just need to find lands and an Emrakul. There's a land. Perfect. All right, so they're welcome to resolve whatever they want here. They can put 3 cards in their graveyard going up to 4, 5, 6. I think they could get a Soulflayer out here. I mean, this could go... It looks okay for us, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure it could turn sideways pretty quickly. Fortunately, no Zatapa. Alright, Grizzly Savage. Okay, so this is okay. I mean, this is good for them, but we're going to have Cryptic Command open. They took Soulflayer into their hand, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so this might work out pretty well for us here. We actually get to Cryptic Command the Soulflayer if we want. It's possible that I don't want. It's possible I let it resolve. Would it have... Oh, no, it's got a salmon involved. It's going to have haste and double strike. I'm just kidding. I have to counter it. That, however, I have to let resolve. In fact, if that means my opponent's not going for the Soulflayer and I get a resolve Glimmer of Genius here, well, that completely changes things. You know, I was going to have to counter the Soulflayer with the Cryptic and draw, and, you know, it would have been fine. We would have continued playing the game, but, heck, that is a lot worse than getting to play a Glimmer here. Because now we might be able to just win the game. I'll dig 4 deep for this, absolutely. Yeah, bottom those 2 lands. Draw cards. I mean, those cards aren't... those cards are not Emrakul, but that's fine. I need to play Serum Visions here. I guess the Flame Slash is fine. I mean, it probably doesn't matter because I'm probably going to Cryptic Command here anyways, but I'll keep it on top in case. You know, it's possible we don't have to do that, right? If my opponent instead, right, if they don't go for it, if they cast something else, well then I can play differently. I won't have to fetch in that circumstance. So it's up to them. It's up to them whether or not they pull the trigger on a Soulflayer. And it doesn't look like they are, huh? They want a flashback of Faithful Suiting. I mean, I think I'm fine with that. It's also possible they do so little this turn, like this, that they attack, and I go for Snapcaster Opt. I think this is the line I like here, because we're going to tie up their mana. They're going to have to regenerate their thing, whatever. You know, not like that really matters. Also, I could just take it, I suppose. I'm going to opt first. No. Depends on whether or not I fetch. But I guess I'm fetching... We have a Flame Slash on top. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to let them attack. I'm just going to move to blocks here. I'm going to block with this. They're going to regenerate it with black here. But then I'm going to get a Flame Slash it. I guess alternatively they could pitch 2 cards to it. But yeah, they're just going to regenerate. So this actually works out very well for us. We're just playing the control deck. We're the control deck that could combo at any moment. Alright, play the opt. Now we know what's up there. That's fine. We're just using this to get value. Basically, the value out of that Snapcaster Mage was tapping their last mana out. So, you know, the fact that we're just cycling the opt, we're not even getting value, you know, quote-unquote value out of the scry, I think that's just perfectly fine. Because now we get to Flame Slash this dead. And we get to pass the turn back with Cryptic Command open. Or, I guess if we got really frisky, Snapcaster Mage Remand. Now, there is the concern that my opponent has a stacked enough graveyard that they could have 2 Soulflayers here. And that would get me. I mean, if you give it Double Strike and Haste and Trample and Lifelink and Flying, and they deal a lot of damage. I mean, I guess it's only ever going to deal 8 damage, so could be worse. And there it is, so let's go for it. I'm going to go ahead and fetch now. Slightly improve our draw off this Cryptic Command here. Alright, counter target spell, draw a card. Just show me an Emrakul. We've gone through so much of our deck at this point. Now, I know we shuffled, so it's, well, okay, good enough, I guess. We didn't actually have it, but we were going to draw another Through the Breach off the Cryptic Command, and then not. But, I mean, the reality is they needed a second Soulflayer right away, because we were going to play the Loot House, but we were going to have Snapcaster Cryptic up. We were going to get a long way there. There you go, taking it down. Blue Breach. Love it. Except tell me you don't even need Through the Breach. Thanks for... Hey everybody, here we go again. We have run very well with this deck so far. I hope we get to run it back. This hand's pretty nice. I mean, this is almost a picture-perfect hand. Our opponent mulligans. We have removal of their creature deck. We have Seer Visions to set up whatever we need. We have Snapcaster for these things back. We've got Half-Far Combo, and we've got a Cryptic Command. Pretty good all around, and our opponent's not done mulliganing yet either. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and just Seer Visions here. It is true I don't know what I need, but I definitely know what I don't need, and I do not need another Through the Breach, I think. You could make the argument there that I wasn't supposed to Serum Visions. In fact, thinking it through a little more, it really might have been correct not to Serum Visions. I think that I could have... because I didn't know what I needed, right? For all I know, my opponent was about to Thoughtseize me, take away my Through the Breach, and then I would have desperately needed that other Through the Breach. So I think it would actually have been correct to not cast Serum Visions that turn. My opponent playing KCI. That's cool. Enjoy it before it gets banned, buddy. I'm just kidding, by the way. I don't want to offend anybody. I've had people... before who did not like the idea of me talking about cards being banned. I think it was during one of my Death Shadow rants when that deck was incredibly broken in the format. Turns out the format, and by the way, that card is still broken. The format just became more broken around it. That's the problem. But some people don't like talking about the bannings. They, you know, it's sort of like don't want to say Beetlejuice or whatever, right? Or they show up. So I'll keep it at a I won't talk about how much I want Ancient Syrians banned. How about that? We'll compromise. All right, so Izzet Charm, pretty good here. I don't really know what the matchup against KCI is like. Besides, I'm going to assume terrible to play because it's KCI. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, we might just be dead. Three mana, 4 mana. Oh, it begins. What do you know? They have a Krark Clan Ironworks. All that said, actually, with this Abrade here, we might be okay. They might just kill us with this on the stack. You know, at one point in my life, I knew how I knew how KCI worked. I don't think I do anymore. But regardless, here's a trigger I can respond to. I can't respond to this because it's a mana ability. It's incredibly dumb. It's just very stupid. But I will try to kill the KCI. Who knows? Maybe this one Abrade in our main deck is just going to give us infinite value. Just kidding. I would say maybe we're just going to get infinite value out of this one Abrade, and we're going to play it, and then we're going to Snapcaster Mage it, and we're just going to beat the KCI opponent by destroying their artifacts. But maybe not. Here we go. Sigh. For what it's worth, they only have one card in hand, and they do need a Scrap Trawler to actually kill us right here. So I think it's probably unlikely that they win, but who knows? They're going for it pretty hard here, sacrificing the Darksteel Citadel even. I think this gives them the mana to do it, right? They have 4 mana. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I do know that if I untap, I am slamming Snapcaster Mage on Abrade and I'm destroying this other stupid KCI. Oh, they have Psy, huh? Psy Maverick Thopter. Sacrifice to artifact draw card whenever you cast an artifact spell. Get a Thopter. This is the alternate win condition for the deck, and it's very, very good. Also, my opponent's last two cards being Psy and Ichor Wellspring feels a little unfair. Sideboarding, we're going to add Surgicals to the mix, some more Abrades. I mean, heck, for all I know, we have a reasonable matchup against KCI, but this is stupid because it's turn 3. turn 3, and I think they mulliganed to 5, and we were on the play, and we had interaction. I can't wait for this deck to get banned. It was cool when it was bad, right? But nowadays... And I think I'm in a unique position in Modern that I'm at all the Grand Prix, or at least I used to be. And I think I'll be doing a little less in 2019, but... all these decks that are now, I mean, look, we all know about KCI now. Some of us even know how it works. Not very many of us. Although, if you're interested, John Corpora released a really good video on TCGplayer about how KCI works. It's got crazy moving graphics done in some sort of cool program I don't even know. It was awesome. By the way, we won the game. I don't know how that happened. I guess my opponent just went really deep and found 5 lands or something and decided to scoop. I guess I'll take it. Whatever. I mean, I don't know. If I played KCI, I would probably be that angry all the time, too. All right. I'm just kidding. I'm not disparaging KCI players. All right, I'm going to cut the removal here. These don't even kill. Well, the Flame Slash kills Psy. I'll cut the bolts. Most of our deck is fine, to be honest. I think Raman's probably the worst. And I mean, we have to cut something. I'm just going to cut the Flame Slashes. I'm not going to mess around with killing their stupid Psy. If they kill me that way, they kill me that way. I mean, maybe that's wrong. I don't know. We have a lot of cards that are pretty good against them. I'm going to cut an opt, and I'm going to play a remand. I want something. It's actually good against Psy. Is Remand better than any of this? I'm not sure. It's just the worst. It's just the worst counterspell of the bunch, I think. We have plenty. All right, so let's see if we have any better luck. We won. I forgot about that. I guess that's something you have to keep in mind, is that sometimes your KCI opponent might just decide that they didn't get there. Although, I suppose I'm actually being a little unfair. I mean, that is the point of the deck, right? That is supposed to be the weakness of combo decks, is that sometimes they just have a failure rate. I'm going to ship this. And sometimes they just mulligan into oblivion and they don't draw the cards they need to win the game, and you combo and you don't win. So, you know, I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek about it, right? But that's a realistic thing, and, you know, if you're playing that deck, maybe sometimes you just accept that you're going to have hands that combo but don't win. I mean, all that said, I think it was probably just an all-around mistake to scoop there. I didn't have anything working against them. They had a Psy, and they didn't combo, but I think they were going to get there regardless, so we'll see. I can Ceremon's Rejection something now, like a Mind Stone, and I probably will. I'm just going to counter everything I can and hope to run them out of cards. Maybe it's wrong to do this, but it messes with them stuff, right? It keeps them from playing a 4-drop, like, say, KCI next turn. At least it might prevent that. By the way, that was a nice draw. But it also denies them a card later. If they play something good, I'll negate it. If not, I'll just opt. Ichor Wellspring is definitely worthy of a negate. I'll probably just opt in my main phase here. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hope to opt into a counter spell so that I can play Cryptic after that. Oh, Surgical, though. That's not bad either. I mean, I don't think that's the most relevant at this moment, but it's certainly not bad. And my opponent missed their 3rd land drop. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe just continually denying them cards. Well, then again, maybe not. Maybe they'll just have a Ichor Wellspring. See what we can find with opt. The problem is I do want that, but I don't want that. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of 2-mana counter spells in our deck. I kind of like trying to find an answer to the Ichor Wellspring there. It didn't work, and that's okay. Now, you know, we could get punished by not drawing land. That is a thing. And my opponent seems ready to go off over here. There's the Ancient Stirrings. I don't know. This all would have happened to us a lot faster if we'd let them have Mind Stones, so I don't think I'm regretting that decision. They found a Buried Ruin off of the Ancient Stirrings, so it could be worse, I suppose. There's the EE for 0. But they're not actually killing me. Alright, fair enough. And I drew my land, so that is very good. Alright, well, we have Cryptic Command open. I mean, who knows? Maybe they don't kill us here. And we just draw a Through the Breach. That might be a thing that happens. We'll see. They're just going to pass the turn to us, huh? That's an interesting decision. Are they planning on Inventor's Fairing? They don't have enough mana to Inventor's Fair. I could probably mess them up a little bit by just getting rid of the Terrarian or something, but I could also bounce the Buried Ruin. I'm definitely doing something with this mana. And I'm going to bounce... Well, I'm in the same issue. I have to actually bounce something, so... So it has to be something that will actually go away here. Is getting the Terrarian too greedy? It comes into play tapped, so I'm kind of considering it. No, it goes into the... It doesn't draw the cards. Okay, no, I'm just getting rid of Inventor's Fair, I suppose. Although, I could use this Cryptic Command to just get rid of the Buried Ruin on a bad card. That could be a thing. You know, if they wanted to deny me a draw by taking one of these, I mean, I don't know. You know what? This is actually fine, because you know what? I can Surgical the card after that. Now, the Buried Ruin will still be gone, and we won't draw a card. I don't know that I want to be Surgically Wellspring, so I probably don't. Maybe this play was bad. But I kind of like forcing them to use it, so they can't get back a more important card later, especially considering we have a Cryptic Command in hand. I mean, don't get me wrong, this play isn't good for us, and we're not going to get a draw card here. But I think it might work out okay. Because keep in mind, there's our 5th mana. If we also are taking them off permanent, so you know, if we get a draw through the breach, it's actually going to devastate their board a little bit more than, you know, otherwise it might, right? So the dream would be Cryptic Commanding a KCI here, and then Surgicaling the KCI. So that's what I'm going to hope to do. I don't know if that's an opportunity we're going to be given. You can have your Mind Stone. You can have this one. They have all these Wellsprings. It's just so hard to fight through how many cards they see. And I don't like that they're putting a bunch of cards in play that draw them cards when they die, and then we're going to make them sacrifice permanents, but not actually kill them. Well, now I just have to keep the Cryptic Command up and just pass again. This has been pretty rough. We even bottom lands with our Scry earlier, and I haven't fetched since then. But my opponents now got everything they need. Now they can crack the Inventor's Fair to go get a KCI. I mean, it's pretty clear that we're holding up counter magic. I don't know if that'll matter to them or not, right? So we'll see. I'm just going to pass the turn back. Okay, not bad. You know, I think this is a reasonable position for us to be in, trying to play defense here. And they didn't even crack it on the instep. So, I don't know. I mean, heck, I might even Cryptic Command the Inventor's Fair to cycle here. I hate playing against KCI, but... Oh, they're just going for it, huh? Okay. Counter target spell, draw a card. This might actually work if I get a Surgical this thing away. Okay, I don't think they have any way of getting it back. Can we win right now? Well, you know what? If they've passed priority, if I just take the turn, then I'll have Cryptic go up. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. And now I'm just going to do this while we have our Cryptic Command mana. Okay, maybe this might be enough to get the scoop. They still have Psy, but without KCI, it becomes so much harder for them to win. And oh my gosh, we even get one out of their hand? This is the dream right here. Okay, let's start with the library. What do they have that kills us after that? Nothing. As near as I can tell, the deck actually cannot win. Oh, they can beat us down with scrap trawlers, I guess. I mean, I guess that is technically a thing that could occur. But we'll get rid of the KCIs. They have a Psy in hand. Oh my gosh, an Aether Swirl Oh, they do have alternate win conditions, huh? An Aether Flux Reservoir, really? Okay. Sure, why not? Well, we got rid of the KCIs, though. That goes a long way. But we know they have Psy. I hate that it doesn't show me their hand here. There's the Psy. I'm countering the Psy. Because that's definitely the easiest way we lose. Is Psy Master Thopterus resolving. Because that card is terrifying. Hey, we hit a Braid, too. That's kind of nice. A Braid kills a Scrap Trawler. And Scrap Trawlers are kind of the way they want to win. Alright, well, now we got a Glimmer of Genius. Plus a Braid. I mean, this actually could be better because I could Glimmer of Genius into Snapcaster Mage to hit Ceremonious Rejection. I think we're not going to get there this game. I think it's possible. I'm saying there's a chance. I get to fetch a card out here. I mean, I guess we have the problem that making them sacrifice 6 permanents doesn't actually do anything, but that's fine. Cast our Glimmer of Genius. Wow, bottom both of those. Draw 2. Well, I mean, it's a little late for Damping Sphere, but I guess I'll take it. I probably should have kept that land in hand, but that's fine too. I'm just going to play Damping Sphere. Yeah, I think that it might have been correct to keep the land in hand so I could Izzet Charm it away. But maybe that doesn't matter. And the other thing is, keep in mind, we can Izzet Charm Emrakul, and we just shuffle everything back in and just improve our draw step as the game goes on. Especially if my opponent's just straight doing nothing like this. I'm going to go for it. Draw 2, discard. There's the Through the Breach. Get rid of the Braid and the Emrakul, I think. There's this. I'm going to go ahead and cast the Serum Visions here. That's why we shuffled it back in. Alright, bottom top. Play a land. Play it Through the Breach. So like I said, keep in mind it doesn't win. And that's why I started... Oh, this is going to cost extra, isn't it? That's fine. That's why I started by shuffling, by discarding that Emrakul, shuffling everything back in and playing the Serum Visions. Because I actually think they're 27 life. This is going to cripple them, but it's not going to kill them. So and then we're going to have to start playing the game again. So, or they're just going to scoop to it. I mean, that works too, but they weren't technically dead, right? They can even sacrifice the Wellspring and the Terrarian, and keep playing, and we have 1 card in hand. I mean, I don't know, but fortunately we had gotten most of their win conditions, and this would have got the Aether Flux Reservoir, so good enough. We got there, everybody. Look at that, 3-0 with Blue Breach. If you want to play a blue-red combo deck and you don't want to play Storm, play this. It's probably slightly less consistent than Storm, but it's not got a lot of the same weaknesses. Storm, for everything Storm is, there are sideboard cards that are effective against it. It's a different way to play blue-red combo. Everybody, I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Mighty Modern. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Hey everyone, welcome to the deck tech here for Blue Breach. So, what is this deck? It is a blue-red combo deck that wants to play Through the Breach and Emrakul. Those are your 2 combo cards, and while it's not quite the same game-winning combo as, say, Grape Shot for Infinite is, 15-15, Flying, Trample, Annihilator 6, pretty much always ends the game. So this deck can do it not earlier than turn 5, but it's not meant to be a turbo combo deck. It is a blue-red combo deck, though. Combo control, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's basically got just enough interaction, Flame Slashes, Lightning Bolts, Braids, Izzet Charms. I mean, there's enough there to kill some creatures. Then we've got Remands, and we've got Cryptic Commands, right? So we have some amount, and even Izzet Charm, by the way. This card does it all. But the point is to say we have some amount of counter magic against the non-aggro decks. Remand's good against everything, by the way. Of course, Snapcaster Mage ties it all together because it's obviously just insane. But we've got the Opt and the Serum Visions, your basic cantrip suite. Now we have some sweet stuff here, right? So Izzet Charm, I love this one because it protects your combo by countering their non-creature spells. also can just, counter an important spell from them. They try to play Liliana on turn 3 or something, you can counter it. But also removal, and also it can loot by drawing 2 and discarding 2. Got a lot going for it here. And then Glimmer of Genius. A lot of different cards you can play in this spot, but I actually like this one. The energy's irrelevant. You're never going to do anything with it. But scry 2 and draw 2, that takes you 4 cards deep at instant speed, and I don't know, I mean, maybe there is, but I don't know that there's another card in Modern that gives you that much card selection for 4 mana or less at instant speed. So that's why we're playing Glimmer of Genius. So this was 5-0. 5-0'd. I picked it up. We even got a Desolate Loot House in here for the fun. Love this card. Sideboard. Again, sideboard's, of course, as always, what you make it. But this is Counter Magic, Rejection, Dispels, Negates, Surgicals for your Graveyard Hate, Damage Sphere for your combo, and Tron Hate. Abrade doubles his removal and kills artifacts. Just a good card all around. Anger of the Gods is a static caster. We should be pretty good against Affinity with this deck. Then you get turn 5 and you just kill him through the Reach Emrakul. It's a fun deck. Really enjoyed it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you for watching. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Mighty Modern. I'll see you next time.